Let's see what we got. Alright. Revolution. Let's see. Full screen. Everything looks good. Hello stream monsters, anyone who's tuned in so far. Obviously, as you can see, I'm playing Broken Sword, Shadows of the Templar. Broken Sword, one of the more famous point-and-click adventure series out there. Broken Sword came out towards the end of the hype of point-and-click adventure, so not a lot of people have played it, but it is widely considered one of the greatest point-and-click adventure series ever made. So, I've only played the second one. This is the first one. I have never played this game, so please, no spoilers. You guys know how much I love point-and-click adventure, so let's see how I do on these puzzles. And of course, if you can, tweet us out.
City of love, romance, and dreams. So they say.
So they
I
say.
used to say too. But ever since that day, the day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved Paris with death.
Yes, these games are French. They take place in France because of it. I do believe the Twitch has been having issues with sound. I mean, not sound, chat. So if you do have access to the chat room, please post.
When my editor called.
Collard, get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview with Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon. No photos, so leave your gear at home. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
So charming and so very apt. Pierre Carchon was a media king, a national hero, and one of the most infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty. Whoa,
oh, fuck you, mime.
I hate mimes. But unless you humor them, they don't go away.
Okay, that mime's up to
Here
no good.
I was, the palace of the Media King and the Ice Queen. I pressed
The Ice Queen or the Ice
and
Queen?
set in motion a chain of events which would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Madame, my name is Nico Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
Come up, we're on the first floor.
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
The Ice
What a
Queen was
bitch.
certainly living up to her reputation. Will you be staying for the interview?
Mademoiselle, I know little of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty. You're too kind, madame.
Ah, the talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please. But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic. I must... Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming vase, I suppose.
Another Ming vase.
Excuse me for one
Like we've
moment,
got
my dear.
tons of those lying around.
You journalists are getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame. That was no cat.
God, what? Monsieur Carson!
Mijou la man. I wish I could. Can I rewind? I want to see that again. That was amazing.
He's dead. I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself. And if I hadn't come across a
Doesn't
couple
mean
of
she didn't
murders
pay for the
just
attack.
like this already. One of the most important men in Europe murdered. And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the cops? Or start my own investigation? It was a no-brainer. Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before, and written about him. The
Yo,
costume
Jotan
killer,
Shitta.
at least that's what I'd called him. It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down.
No, he was trying to frame you for the murder.
Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend. In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence. There was no going back now. Carchon had been shot. I closed his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor fellow.
Scratches on my monitor.
I opened his eyes. Best to leave the crime scene as I found it. A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job.
Okay, I guess I didn't click on it. There it goes.
The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window. He was long gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket and took it with him. I didn't want to cut myself and leave blood on the glass. Call me old-fashioned, but I like to keep my DNA to myself. A bust of Pierre Carchon, humble servant of La France.
I guess there's nothing else in this room?
Not a good idea to touch the broken glass. This was the work of the mime. Unless the cat was in on it too. Your original 18th century high security window handle.
Oh, I see. So left click is the use icon, right click is the look icon.
Your original 18th century high
Alright, I get
security
that, I
window
get that.
handle. Pierre Carchon was stiff for the last time. Pierre Carchon again. His eyes seem to follow me around the room. The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them.
Yes, this is a point-and-click adventure of Camden. Point-and-click adventures is the type of video games I grew up on, which is why when you see us play these other games like Silent Hill, you've been watching us play for the past few weeks, I'll be sleeping in the corner somewhere, wake up and solve a puzzle and then go back to sleep, because these kind of puzzles come very naturally to me.
A Louis XIV table with an antique cloth. Imelda had taste. But hey, with a husband that rich, taste is easy. A beautiful cloth had been draped over the table. It was embroidered with an unusual cross. I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful. There was a tiny hole in the tabletop. Part of the inlay had been chipped away. Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole. Aha! Nico, you are just so damn good at this stuff. Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
That bitch.
A medieval pageant. Original, no doubt. The tapestry must have cost a fortune. Imelda had talent, but I certainly wasn't going to tell her that. It was a tube of acrylic paint. French ultramarine. Just the color I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Young lady, what are you doing? Oh, this paint. It's my favorite color.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
This lady is weird. Nah, don't look at that.
Excuse me, madame.
Yes?
What the hell?
I am so sorry for your loss, madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way.
How did your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women.
Why would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronize me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
What the hell? Can the show be... Alright, Stream Monsters, you have a choice now. It can be nice to her, it can be a bitch. You decide. Nice or bitch? First response I see, that's what I'm picking. I know there are a few in there watching. No one wants... Yeah, I guess Twitch's chat room has been kind of screwy all week, so I guess no one's responding. Because no one could speak. Let's see if anyone's in the chat room. Hey, viewers list. There's a couple people watching. There's an admin. Malice in here hasn't said hello, that bastard. And I'm not seeing anything in the chat. She's a bitch. I'm gonna be a bitch.
I certainly don't let it get in the way of a good story.
I admire your loyalty to your profession.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife. That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Alright, another choice. Be nice, be a bitch. I'll be a bitch.
Because you have no choice. The police will take weeks, in which time your own life may be in danger.
What?
Believe me, this killer has struck before, and he will strike again. Who is to know that you are not next on his list?
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
I think perhaps you do have a moral sense. Of sorts. You're not a very good liar, Nico Collard. And I share your low opinion of the police. Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Like semen?
Thank you. I promise you won't regret this.
There was no one I needed to phone. Not until I had solved this case.
I don't believe her tears.
Now we were getting somewhere. I didn't need the lights on. It was light enough already. The painting showed the Cachons together, in love. As the poet said, the past is a different country. Or did I read that in a fortune cookie? The painting was attached firmly to the wall.
It's got a handle to open the safe.
There was the very faintest of clicks. Behind the picture was a safe.
Which I think I have the key to.
In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read.
That's because you're
I
supposed
needed
to put
find
ink
a
on
way
it
of printing them.
and roll it
At
across a
least the
sheet of
stone was
paper.
round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Carchon was past caring.
I have paint.
This wasn't the time for me to lie on the sofa doing my Marie Antoinette impression.
Let
Though
them
it
eat
is very
cake.
popular at parties, especially with gay guys. Don't ask me why. As expected, the desk was yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with mathematical precision. My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant. But not just any carved elephant. It had been made by my father. I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into a box he had made. So Carchon had known my father. They really must have been friends. I decided to take the carved elephant. It clearly meant nothing to Imelda. I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank. I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew that I could use it.
Okay, so paint on
Putting
stone.
the paint...
Stone on blotter.
The blotter was flat already. Rolling the cylinder across it would achieve nothing.
What?
Putting the paint straight on the cylinder would be too messy. The paint would go everywhere. The paint would have just soaked into the blotting paper, but the idea was good. I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank. The blotter was flat.
What the hell am I supposed to be doing? Alright, let's try this.
Putting the paint straight on the cylinder would be too messy. The paint would go everywhere.
Okay, but paint
I
on the
smeared the
cloth.
paint all over
Alright,
the
there we
cloth.
go.
When I hoped this was going to... They don't make lace like that. I wiped the paint-covered cloth over the surface of the stone cylinder. It took me right back to art class at school. And Maurice, my gorgeous art teacher. Such a shame they had to fire him. Ah well. Genius. The roller and the paint worked just as I planned. But what did it say? A secret message had been printed on the blotting paper.
SDSS.
It was some kind of coded message. It read, sub judice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense. I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The Conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So, sub judice could in this case mean literally under the law courts, below the Conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going to win it this time.
Peabody? That's the prize, right? Peabody? Am I right? Am I wrong?
Locked. Not surprising, really.
Pulitzer. That's what it is. Thanks, Joten.
I didn't need the lights on.
What's a Peabody
It was light
for?
enough already.
Did you find anything useful?
This carving. Do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No. But I think it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Imelda, I will do everything I can to find the killer.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask,
Don't worry. You were never here.
sub judice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the Conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the Conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
An hour later.
Canchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river. He was up to something down here. Something that got him killed. The fence wouldn't move.
Oh, there's the cross over there.
This fence would... I tried pushing the fence. A strange pair of locks stopped the latches from releasing the gate. Yes! One down, one to go.
Would I recommend The Secret World? It really depends on how you feel about both point-and-click adventures and MMOs. It is sort of a cross between the two. Now that it's free to play, it's definitely worth at least trying. But if you do try, I don't recommend judging it based on your first 5 or 6 hours on the game, because the game really doesn't pick up. We're talking about The Secret World here, by the way. The game really doesn't pick up until you start experimenting with multiple weapons. I am actually confused on what I'm supposed to be doing for this one. This one is tricky. Ooh, so close. So close. Let's start that one over. What's DI, Kexbomb? I had it? I don't see where I had it. Alright, back to the start. Whoops. I need to get this one to the left. How do I do that? I'm lost. I can't. How do I move this one? That's where I'm lost at. I did it before. I don't remember how I did it. So you guys are saying things in the chat room that are just not helping me. The top one needs to go all the way to the left. That I know that. That's kind of obvious. But in order to do that, I have to bring those down. In which case I'm still stuck. This one has to be moved in order to bring this one down. But in order to do that, I have to move this one. And move this one has to go all the way to the right. In order to put that one all the way to the right, this one has to go down. So, or it can go up. But in order to go up, this one has to go down. No, that's not going to work. Now this one has to go down, this one has to move left, so these two have to move up. Well, for that to happen, see, I don't get it. This is where I got stuck last time. Exact same spot I got stuck on last time. People are saying I just had it. I don't see where I had it. I didn't have it. Exactly. You guys keep saying you had it. I didn't have it. You guys aren't seeing the entire picture. And now I'm stuck again. See, now I can't move this back to bring this down. And that's what I mean. I didn't have it.
Nothing like a good convent education for honing your lockpicking skills.
The
The
cross
door
looked
just falls
familiar.
down?
I'd seen it before. It was embroidered on the leg. I knew.
For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely fishy, in more ways than one.
It's a boat. Not a working boat.
Oops. An old shell case. I wondered what that was doing there. The brass case was smooth and perfectly round. I'd wrecked the skiff. Not that it was particularly seaworthy anyway. Moving a skiff. A rough hole was cut into the pillar. The words Sinister and Dexter were carved on either side. Now any good convent girl like me knows the old Roman for left, right, left, right. But what did it mean here? Rolling out the painted cylinder had given me a print of a secret
SDSSDSS.
message. It read, Sub... Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Mystery solved. Carchon's stone cylinder slotted into the hole with a satisfying click. A satisfying click told me I turned it to the right position. It felt like tumblers in a safe.
It's French, Aspen.
I must have made a mistake. The mechanism reset. A Another click. Another... I made a mistake. The lock reset. Rolling out the painted cylinder had given me a print of a secret message. It read,
Okay, it's left, right, left, left, right, left, left.
A satis... Another... I love the sound of locks clicking open.
Let me get that cylinder back. There we go. See, that's how you play
removed the
point and
stone
click
cylinder.
adventures. Take everything back. Yeah, I don't really like her accent that much.
The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before. Oh my god!
It's a trap.
The slab came down with a hell of a force. With nothing to hold it up, the cross dropped back down again. Lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some... The stone cross was I touched the slot. Nothing bad happened, which was good. I've always been attached to my fingers. This slot was designed for something specific. But what? The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed. The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door open. I was going to need something a lot... I removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
Yes, that.
A hidden door. This was getting interesting. Shame the mechanism jammed. I was going to have to find a way to prise it open. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
She's a writer. Writers do that, I guess.
The stone slab had flattened one end of the shell case. I needed a gap for leverage.
Okay. Stone elephant. Nope.
I removed the shell case. Another good use for a shell case. Another secret room. Somebody had something to hide. But was it what I was looking for?
I saw a blinking red light.
Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
I saw a red light when I walked in. There it is.
Amazing. The thing still worked. The room lit up bright as day.
Did I take the cylinder back? I should take that back. Always take the cylinder back. In every point-and-click adventure. Ah! Can't take it back. I was hoping. Always take things back if you can. See, I wanted to put the cylinder in that hole. But it looks
That
like I
wasn't going
can't.
to help. A door like that always has something important behind it. I had to find a way to unlock it. Lady Justice stared out from a stone door, which was locked and reinforced with steel bands. I wasn't going to find anything in this old desk. It hadn't been used for years.
How do you know? Looking.
The flags had faded, but their message was still pretty clear. Fashion. The flags.
Walk.
Inside the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code. Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens?
No, not at all.
A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village, and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story. But there had to be more for me to discover. The drawer had come out easily. There was nothing.
I got a cryptic note. Oh, jeez. Well, see? Point and click adventures. This is why you have a pad and paper to write this stuff down. This could take a while. Let's get back to that later. Okay. No, they made it simple. Alright, alright. Or I have to learn what the cipher is first and then translate. Yeah, it looks like I have to learn. No, it'll do it automatically. I just have to learn what the cipher is. Okay. A lot easier than Ni no Kuni, though.
It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone had been working very recently at this desk. Oh my god. The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size.
Oh my god,
They were
her
right
waist
about
size.
chocolate. But come
The
on,
shame.
guys. I'm a size 10. There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big and organized. I was part of it, and people were getting murdered. One thing was clear. Someone connected. The dregs at the bottom of the mug hadn't dried. It wasn't more than... This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Cauchon had cut it out.
Aspen,
Two businessmen had
shut the
been
hell.
killed.
No one cares.
One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume, a penguin, and then a snowman. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders, and I proved they were just the opposite. So, how... One thing was clear. The draw had come.
I don't think there's anything left to do in this room. Oh, there's that.
A door like that always has something important behind it. I had to find a way to unlock it. I wasn't going to find anything in this old desk. It hadn't been used for years.
Circle in the room to the right. That's the generator I turned on. With the light switch. Or are you talking about that?
That wasn't going to help. A slot next to the safe door. All I had to do was find something to fit into it. It was like being back in kindergarten. All I needed now was a shape that would fit the slot. The drawer had come out easily and the photograph showed car with a background of burning hut.
What was Karshan's name again?
It was the beautiful rolling out the painted cylinder. It read, it was a boat ticket when I was a little girl.
What was the name of Karsharan? What was Karsharan's first name again? How do I get out? Escape? Back. Was it Pierre?
One thing was clear. Someone connected to Cauchon had been watching me. My articles about the costume killer. The congealed coffee wasn't appealing.
How do I get that open?
Turning the lights off wasn't going to help.
Turn them back on.
That was more...
How do I keep this door open? How are you supposed to solve this puzzle? Maybe. Damn it.
I removed the shell case. I really didn't want to pull the fence back up and risk trapping my... I wasn't leaving yet.
Okay, can't leave yet, so I haven't finished. Oh, the something round was the shell casing, isn't it? I guess I just used the shell casing.
I removed the
Nope. How do I open this door?
Lady Justice stared out from a stone door, which was locked and reinforced with steel bands. The flags had faded, but their message was still pretty clear. Fascist regalia, a message of hate. The flag...
Hey, anyone got any ideas on what I'm supposed to do? I don't see anything in this area. There's not really anything for me to do. Unless you consider solving this cipher. With no hints, that's going to be really hard though. No, I can't click either of the statues. There's nothing on them. Only the stuff that has the blue circles. Some of the symbols and
The photograph with a back... It was a boat ticket. The cloth was... I hoped that I hadn't... Rolling out the painted cylinder had given me a print of a secret mess. It read...
There's no hints to this. Am I supposed to just do it blindly? Second from the right looks like an A. Okay, great, but that letter isn't anywhere in this. So that's not it. So I've never heard of anything without an A in it. Maybe that's an E. No, I don't think so. That doesn't seem right. There is no hints to this puzzle. Normally a point-and-click adventure has some sort of hints to a cipher, so that you know where to start from. I see nothing here. The vowels will be the easiest. Once I get the vowels. I think this is a vowel. It's 2 letters in a row. It could be an E. No. There's no 2-letter words that end with E. 2-letter words that end with A. No. I. Could be an O. Let's say it's an O. Where is it? Where is it? Let's say that's an O. So that would make this a T, right? No, that's not it. That's a T. Yeah, if that was the case, Kex Bomb, then these two wouldn't work. That's why I went with O. Okay, what word has an O blank O blank wooden? No, not wooden. Wooden has 2 O's in a row. What word could this be? To it? I'm saying that's it. Where's the letter? Where's the letter? Or it could be at. Huh. So, okay. That could be that. It could also be this. That blank to this is to this. I'm gonna say this. Let's make that an I. Let's make that an S. Where's the character? It's that. And that an H. Not. This is not. Maybe. Let's make that an N. That could be the word and. Then let's see what that. Yeah, that could be an and. That would be a D. That could be both. Both dead? Alright. Then E. Coincidence. That's the only word that could be. What is this word? What is that? Oh, it's a name. Blank and blank both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems. But. That's a but. Okay. But this is too urgent. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Amada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that blank on us or what us came together in blank are in danger. Take care. Take great care. Okay, first word is Pierre, obviously. Thank you for Bukemda for pointing that out. Blank report to follow. Follow. Full report to follow. Full report to follow, but this is too urgent to wait. Arno and blank both dead. This is not coincidence. It seems that all of us who came together in blank are in danger. What is that? In blank are in danger. What is that? Okay, blank Amada. Only letters left are J, Jamada, no, Kamada, no, Vamada, no, Zamada, no, Yamada? Japanese, that's right, one of the assassinations was in Japan. So let's try Yamada. Kex Bomb, thank you, we'll try July on that. And that. I guess that's his name. People sign their names with X, so let's go with
I
that.
decrypted the note.
Hey, okay.
It read, Pierre, full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X.
See?
I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along.
But that
was
doesn't
why
get
he'd
me
asked
into
to
that
meet me.
locked door.
But what did I know that he didn't? I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Canchons to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
Alright, I guess I don't open that door. I'll come back to it later, I guess.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
You're fired.
Important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
He got
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends. Powerful friends. For your own sake.
Forget what happened.
You got it. End of conversation. Good night.
This should have been my big break. But I knew there was nowhere else to sell the story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., Café de la Chandelle Verte, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
People complain about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed. I was beginning to feel scared.
Of course it's a trap.
Plantard. Could I trust him?
No.
Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
Let's just forget the whole business and then roll the credits. Right? I guess she chose not.
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte. I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted.
Evil clown. Another assassin. His feet has to squeak.
As I picked myself up, I was really angry. 1 minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up.
Quite
I knew
literally.
right away what I was going to do. I was going to find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty. And equality. And, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that, and the money, of course.
This guy is totally American. It's in French. I can't read any of his shit. Salah ad-Din, 1345.
I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read Salah ad-Din, 1345. The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state. The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate, shot down in cold blood. The guy oozed confidence, like a regular French statesman.
Please.
What?
Hold it, right there.
What?
Oh, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Mou. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche. What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Mou?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead.
I like this guy
Examine the
already.
girl and take her statement, if you can. Et maintenant, to business. Your name, please?
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon. The picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll leave. She confirms the American statement. A clown with an accordion, no doubt an elaborate and eccentric disguise.
Very well. Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some
Yeah,
advice?
you're right, Aspen.
What
This
can
game
I
is some
say?
wacky ass shit.
Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me.
This guy
My
reminds
car.
me of the inspector from the Pink Panther. Not the cartoon, but
Thanks.
the Peter
Ready,
Sellers
go.
movie.
You may go.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious?
Maybe they're modeling it after Peter
if
Sellers.
the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
Was that Inspector... No, Clouseau isn't Pink Panther, is it? Inspector Clouseau? Was that the Pink Panther? Hey, it's that
Excuse
guy.
me, mademoiselle? Hi. My name's George Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yep, that's right. On vacation in Paris. Some vacation, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off.
Sure was. Sat right out in front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with a hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I'm Nika Collard from La Liberté.
What is that, some kind of nightclub?
Oh, no, it's a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing. An eyewitness account.
Fucking
Minutes after the
Americans.
outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
A clown. It's him again.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
Who was the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Plantard. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the
Where
cafe.
did she
I guess I'll
say
never know what he wanted
she
to
was
tell
supposed
me.
to meet
Well,
him?
not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation. How did Plantard get your name?
Through the newspaper, La Liberté. I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy, the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantard said he could supply me with more information. Well, somehow the clown must have known about our appointment.
Tapped your phone.
Do you know a police officer called Rosso?
Rosso? Our paths have a knack of crossing. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was deliberate. Have you seen Rosso? Is he here?
He's inside, attempting to question a witness with his psychic powers.
That guy is weird.
Yeah. Why won't you tell me about the clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Saladin
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that
1345.
reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number. You help me
Saladin.
with my story, and I'll
is
let you in
the,
on what I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This
the-
is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. À bientôt, monsieur.
The
Fine.
Muslim general
I'll
from like
see you
1,000
soon.
years ago, right? Salahuddin.
I examined the jagged glass remaining in the window. It was broken.
Let's go talk to that guy.
Hey, you!
I thought you'd
That
been
bucket looks
arrested.
pick-upable.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess. Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Quel bit. I could have knocked his block off.
Fucking French guys.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His
Why
name
does
was
this American
Quentin.
even care?
Was? He's dead then?
Why does he
Yeah.
care?
That's too bad.
Go back to your vacation.
Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people. Did you see a clown come by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
This is some
Huh.
horrible voice
Those
acting.
guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
I have to say, this is some of the worst dubbing I have ever seen in a video game. This is atrocious.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
No, but you act like one. Sticking your nose in where it's not wanted.
Isn't
How
that
do you
an
know
American?
This guy's a killer.
Like an
Did you see
American.
him in action?
Didn't you hear the explosion? The cafe was blown up.
I wondered what that bang was. Any bodies?
Yeah, an old man was killed.
Merde. I didn't think it was that serious. What about the waitress?
Oh, she's fine.
Thank the saints.
Thank the saints.
Take a look at this.
You told me you weren't a cop.
Don't shout about it. I'm working undercover.
Who are you looking for?
That's confidential. Would you like to read my newspaper?
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Pah! Look at this. Damn bleeding heart liberals. Tcha! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's more like it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning she is.
It's the greatest
Do me a favor,
voice
won't
acting
you?
ever.
Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
This old guy is awesome. Alright, that toolbox looks clickable. The other toolbox is clickable.
I found a T-shaped tool in the box. I didn't know what it was, but it looked useful.
Oh, it's a phone.
Hello, Nico Coulard.
Hello? It's George.
Oh, hi.
Well, I haven't had a lot of luck.
You found nothing.
No.
Look, I'm very busy right now. Call me if you have any news, okay?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
No one has cell phones yet.
See you. Set into the huge gate was a smaller access door. The door was securely locked.
I swear that's a sign for Baywatch. She doesn't look anything like Jade from Beyond Good and Evil. What are you talking about?
The clown had fled into this alley, but there was no sign of him now. I was intrigued by Nico and what she could tell me about the explosion.
I took a deep breath and prepared to climb the drain pipe. I guess the clown had an escape over the rooftops.
Okay then.
I decided I'd have... It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon. The cover was too heavy and awkward to lift with my bare hands. There was nothing of interest. I'd had it with sticking my nose into... There was nothing of interest.
The hell is that?
It was a metal rod with a handle at one end and a short crosspiece at the other.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
That's because it is the entrance to a sewer. What do you want, KC Core? Is that clown nose? Honk honk. Triax, you have two accounts?
The plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose. The nose was hollow. Printed on the inside were the words, La Risée du Monde, Paris. It was a bright red plastic nose.
Did I hear the news?
Clown's costume.
Fighting His Magic got shut down. What? Well, that sucks. Well, you know, the creators of My Little Pony like the extended fan base, but Hasbro, they do legally have to protect their license. You know, even if they don't mind it, they do still have to stop people from diluting their brand. So I do understand it. It sucks, but I do understand it. Back in the day when I ran the number one most popular Pokemon website on the internet,
cold and greasy.
which was so huge at its peak, it was actually the number 6 most popular website on all the internet. I got lots of cease and desist orders from Nintendo. You know, I wasn't stealing anything from their brand. I wasn't doing anything like that, but it's just something they had to do. And it sucks. The, you know, copyright and trademark system in America is fucking stupid.
I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike. It was the scrap of material I'd found in the sewer. It was the soggy tissue I'd found in the sewers.
Hi there. Hold it right there, you
Sewer rat.
I knew you'd come back. And now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that. Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
Terrorists. The meanest, nastiest, dirtiest bunch of guys you ever saw.
Uh-huh. Englishmen without a doubt. The filthy dogs. The day they opened that tunnel was a bad day for France. I tell you, if I still had the full use of my faculties, I'd march right over there and tell them so.
Well, whoever they are, they blew up the cafe.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu. That is awful.
The guy who did it was a calculating, cold-blooded killer. He was disguised as a clown. I followed him into the sewer, and I think he came this way.
Americans.
Mon Dieu.
Sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
The man I chased. Do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh, no. I'm just a tourist.
Most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
What is there to tell? He was a typical criminal type. Just like you.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
Oh, she isn't hurt.
Everybody loves the
No,
waitress.
she's fine.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
She's like the town
A
slut,
poor
isn't
girl
she?
like her isn't safe with the likes of you roaming the streets.
Can't you understand? I'm not a gangster. I'm an American tourist.
All Americans are
That's what you
gangsters.
say.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Who is he?
The man who was killed in the cafe. I'm gonna find the guy responsible. I'll find him. Even if it means following him down every sewer in every city in Europe.
Bravo! You need some sensible boots. You won't get far in those stupid sneakers.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
I didn't notice. Now are you going to leave? Or do I have to call the police?
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's impersonating a police officer.
Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Mm-hmm. Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you. And I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh, yes.
There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Take a look at this false nose.
Aha! That looks like a clown's nose to me.
Precisely. He must have dropped it in his panic.
Unless he wanted you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed you to show it to me? Someone had emptied their nostrils into it.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
Ah, that is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock. His face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron. But he did not know what he was up against. Oh no. He made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture. Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago.
Honestly, I'm not enjoying this game.
To the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really?
The second one was a lot better.
So you'd miss her if she wasn't there.
This game is just boring me.
Where else would I find to cut my toenails?
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know. But the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romani seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Like, for instance, the guy right in front of
I'm
you.
up against a mastermind.
Or the killer is right in front of you. He's the killer.
What was the name on the label?
Ah, it was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert.
The desert.
I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
I have to be going. Thanks to your help.
Vraiment? I was only doing my job. Good luck, Inspector.
So the clown had escaped into the sewer, come up into the courtyard, and then slipped back into the street here. It wasn't much, but it was more than the cops had got.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Fucking
Thank
Americans.
God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never...
I expect Plantar's a family man. In their little apartment, Madame Plant listening for the familiar sound of her. Junior is waiting for his dad. He can't wait to show him the merit. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar...
You forgot the pup.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog. Waiting for...
Well, maybe they don't have a dog.
I don't know, Plantar. None of this has anything to...
What do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about
It's
no
a fucking
clown.
American. Alright. You're just gonna dead air on the phone? What's going on?
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Let's call him up again.
Hello? Who is...
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you.
Thanks for nothing.
Hello, Nico Coulard.
Hello? It's George.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment later this afternoon?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come over.
I was used to working alone, but I had to admit it felt good with George on the case too.
But there were some things I was going to have to do alone. And fast. I needed the answers to some questions. Who was the costume killer? And why did he murder Carchon? Why did Carchon ask for me to interview him? How did he know my father? And why was my editor so scared? There was some kind of secret war going on out there. But who was on which side? One thing I did know. I wasn't going to get the answers sitting at my desk.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, but I have to head back and continue shoveling. You know, there is a blizzard out here on the East Coast, so I have to shovel. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be playing any more of this game. It is boring the shit out of me. I don't know what game to play right now. I went to GameStop to pick up Tales of Grace's F, and they didn't have it. Oh, I wanted to play that game, but they didn't have it, so no Tales of Grace's F. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye bye.